What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Speak Your Reasons. It's your boy A-Leek, and today's topic is going to be about grinding. I got a question for most of y'all out there. The question is, why are y'all not grinding? Working on y'all purpose, doing what y'all love to do, pursuing y'all passion every day. Y'all rather get up and waste time playing video games all day, arguing with people, doing drugs the whole day. Obviously, you want to take care of your responsibilities, but how much time in your day is you putting aside to actually work on what you want to do so you don't have to work a job again? When you know the ramifications, you know the result and the consequence of that. So why not do it? Why not go for it? Why you scared? Why you scared to make that move? To go talk to that girl, to drop that song, work on that business that you've been talking about for years. I'm gonna play some videos today. I'm gonna respond to some of these videos and just let y'all hear them for even more motivation, for more clarity and understanding of what I'm saying when I ask y'all this question of why y'all not grinding. There's not no age limit on success. But we're gonna get into that. I'm gonna play this clip from Kobe Bryant. He's really an inspiration, you know what I'm saying? He's like the definition of grinding and work ethic. So here we go.
I'm not ducking shit. Like, it's not, oh my God, my back hurts, I'm sore, we gotta play Vince Carter and Toronto Raptors tonight. We actually had this happen. We had a game against Toronto in 2000.
This Kobe Bryant, for y'all that y'all should know, but if y'all don't know, Kobe Bryant is an NBA player that passed away in a plane crash, but he was one of the greatest of all times, 5 NBA championships, played for the Lakers. You should know him, but just in case you don't, that's who he is. And he's talking about a game that they had coming up where they was playing the Raptors, with which Vince Carter, another NBA player, at the time a superstar at this time. Vince Carter was going crazy. He was one of them. If you know, you know. So being that Vince Carter was the best player on his team, the Raptors, and Kobe was like the best player on his team, he need to show up. And he's talking about him having an injury. He's about to go against one of the best players on this team over here. It's about to be a clash. But his back hurt. He got muscle spasms. Everybody know how today's league is, how soft it is. You can just, whenever you want to rest, you can just sit out for multiple games depending on your stardom. Literally. You don't even have to have a solidified injury report to sit out nowadays. It's easy. Just, I don't want to play. I just don't want to play. Kobe, he didn't have that mindset. He like, I gotta play. If I tell them that my back hurt, that's an excuse for me not to play. Everybody gonna look at me crazy, and I'm not even gonna feel comfortable living up to that, knowing I can go out here, play through the pain, still ball, and then deal with the consequences of that afterwards. So I'm finna ball.
Was jacked. But like the perception of that, like what? Kobe's missing a game against Toronto and Vince Carter because, man, my back was really spasming. But people will be like, what? Oh, he's ducking Vince. Excuse me? No, I don't think so. So I would be in a layup line like, okay, there's a lot of days where, you can rest and recover. Today ain't one of them. You're back.
It's a lot of days to rest, but today is not one of them. That should be your thought process when you get up in the morning. Like when you don't want to get up in the morning. Out of all the days I can rest, today ain't one of these days that I'm gonna just sit in the bed all day. You know what I'm saying? He telling y'all.
Bother you any other day, that shit ain't bothering me today.
Wow.
He gonna have to see me today.
Hey, listen. That's how you gotta look at your challenges. You gotta look at your challenge. You gotta look.
Play.
Bro, come on, bro. Dumbass. My bad, that shit just did some crazy shit. That's how you gotta look at your challenges. You gotta look at your challenges, obstacles, and your procrastination as, nah, nigga, you gotta see me today. Whatever obstacle it is keeping you from getting where you need to be, you gonna see me today. I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna go for it anyway. It don't even matter. So I'm gonna ask you again, why you not grinding? Why you not working on your purpose? We got some more from Kobe right here.
The best way to prove your value is to work, is to learn, is to absorb, to be a sponge.
The best way to work is to learn and to absorb like a sponge. Like every day you get up. Every day you get up, this is what your mindset need to be. You need to be learning and absorbing information, the right information.
You always want to outwork your potential. As hard as you believe you can work.
Outwork your potential.
You can work harder than that. And that's what I try.
When you think you working hard, you can work hard. You can work harder than that. That's what he's saying.
I had a dream. Sometimes you lay down in bed and you visualize things. I'd imagine playing for the Lakers, and I'd imagine what the uniforms look like.
He's talking about manifestation. When you visualize something, hoping to see it in the future, hoping to see it one day, you visualize it. You manifest it. You don't even know. He said he visualized playing for the Lakers. He visualizing what the uniform looked like. This is Kobe. What he talking about as a kid. And he got to where he wanted to be since he was a kid by visualizing this and actually working hard to match his visualization. He already had a path on where he was going. Understanding where you're going and where you want to go is vital.
Imagine we would be playing, the smell of the arena and all sorts of stuff, and I would see myself, getting hot. So you just keep dreaming and dreaming and dreaming, and before I go to sleep, I'm like at 120 points, And so when you grow up, downloading that into your brain over and over and over, and then that summer, I made 1,000 shots a day, 1,000.
He said he made 1,000 shots a day. Grinding. While everybody playing around, they tired, they drinking water, they walking home, Kobe out there making sure he can get 1,000 shots a day. I don't think y'all know how much 1,000 is, like in one day. Like made shots. You might think you and your homeboy is balling on the court when y'all playing all on one-on-ones and all that, and you not even 1,000 shots. You might get 300 or something. 200. And that's if you playing all day and you balling like every game. You got, if y'all going to 20 and you the nigga on the team that got 15, like you would have to play 100 games and score 15, bro, to get 1,000 shots down there. I said that wrong. All I'm gonna say is, if you ain't balling like that and you trying to go to the league, you tripping. That's just talking about sports, like just basketball, but it applies to everything. If you on a football team, like when you get off the field, it's football players out there grinding. When you go home, they still doing drills and shit. When you leave the weight room, they still in the weight room. While you at the club, they training. They doing something regarding them training. Like, these is what legends are made of. This is what real grinding is. Like, outworking everybody when you doing shit that they not doing. Like, and even if y'all do the same thing, you doing it more than them. But it's pretty much not even about them. It's about yourself. Like, outworking yourself. Like, if you think you doing good, try to do it better next time. Try to do it better. Like, put more time into it. Try a different strategy. Whatever you need to do to get better. Like, just learn and absorb like a sponge, like he just said not too long ago.
They weren't just shots. It were shots that you saw in that game. There were specific shots. I mean, it was coming out of the corner, going to the pinch post, footwork in the post, coming off the screen. It was very specific. So when you download that into your system and you go out in the court.
He said he been practicing every move. Like, all the moves you see him doing in the court, them the ones he been practicing all the time. His shots, his spin move, his fadeaways, his dunks, everything. He practicing this shit like back to back to back to back to back every single day. So that's what he just said. All them shots you seen Kobe Bryant doing on the court, he was doing that shit in practice, grinding. I could go on and on, man. We're gonna go to LeBron. LeBron say, get your ass up and work.
Every day, 9 o'clock every single day, working on my body, either with treatment or working on my body in the weight room, continue to build strength throughout the season when everybody else is kind of tearing down. Working on my game on the court, not putting too much pounding on my legs when I'm on the court, but being very efficient. I've kind of figured that out. My 15th season, so like I said, I'm honored and happy what I've been able to do. I don't take it for granted that I've been available for my team every game, and hopefully I can continue.
I always wanted to ask you, how do you deal with the mental tediousness every day, every rep, and every getting more?
It's very tough. It's very challenging, and I think over time you just kind of learn.
I said he was still in Cleveland right here. This video right here from 2018. But he just talking. Listen to what he ended up saying.
Yeah. I've had a lot of those times. And then probably like 2 or 3 minutes later, I was like, get your ass up. Let's get to work. That's just how I am.
Get your ass up, nigga. Was there any time you want to give up, bro, and say, just fuck this shit? Like, I'm not getting up today, bro. He said, yeah, plenty of them. But he said 2 or 3 minutes later, he tells us, nigga, get your ass up and work. He said, that's just how I am. And that's LeBron. You know what I'm saying? So you know LeBron, like, where the fuck he at? Like, that nigga in the league going crazy. Like, he going in the Hall of Fame. Like, from the hood. But we gonna leave the athletes real quick. let's go to musicians. Let's go to Russ. Russ is he was like a SoundCloud rapper or whatever. From my understanding, he was a SoundCloud rapper, and he used to drop a bunch of shit. Nobody used to be listening to them shits. Nobody used to be playing them shits, sharing them shits. But he kept dropping that shit back to back. I think he said he dropped don't quote me, it's 6 to 10, whatever whichever one. He dropped a bunch of albums or whatever. Nobody wanted listening to them shits or whatever. But then he ended up blowing up. And all his old songs started blowing up, and that nigga grinding, you know what I'm saying? Salute to that nigga Russ, you know what I'm saying? So he be giving out advice, he be giving out little sauce and shit that you might not know, and all that shit, you feel what I'm saying? He did it without a deal. But y'all go check Russ out, look at his interviews and shit, fuck with him, bro, for sure. We gonna go to him real quick. He about to talk about the advice he would have gave his earlier self on life, what he would have told himself.
How would have your 17-year-old self felt if they knew that this was going to be the life you lived?
They would have thought I was lame, that I didn't do it earlier. They would have been like, took you to 28, what a loser. But I'm one of those people where, when people ask artists or anyone oh, did you see this coming? It's well, yeah, how else do you make it happen? I don't even know how you would make something extraordinary happen if you don't have an extraordinary level of belief.
Yeah, I feel like there's a difference though between seeing, believing, and knowing. Some people just
start with your mindset.
Oh,
yeah.
But I think sometimes we believe, but knowing is even a deeper.
It is.
I know it, right? Do you know what I mean?
I agree with that. That's interesting because I definitely, when I was coming up, it was that knowing feeling. There was no doubt. Doubt did not exist in my brain. I knew that it was going to work, and you couldn't tell me any different.
I feel if we look at the world today, especially what's happened in the last 12 months, but even before that, you see that there are a lot of people who doubt themselves. Why do you think we do that to ourselves, and how did you not fall into that?
I don't know if it's necessarily age or if it's exposure to outside chatter. See, when I was 17, it was really easy to believe in myself because there was no one saying anything. There was no haters, or I had nobody telling me you can't do it. Maybe some friends joking oh yeah, you're gonna be a rapper, producer, but it's I think a lot of it is you're born a certain way. I think the other thing is good parenting.
I check on my little girl, man. She don't understand though.
Why do you think delusion is useful, and where have you also seen it be dangerous? Because I think both is
well, I think it kind of depends on what reality you're trying to create. But I do believe in, I used to walk around saying all my beats are $1 million a beat and I'm a billionaire and I just went platinum 8 times. These are all
speaking it into existence. He's saying when he was fucked up, even when he was at the bottom, he used to say his beats was $1 million. He used to just tell himself that he's speaking shit into existence.
Things I would say that had not happened. And they were insane. Me and Bugis, my best friend who started Diamond, he put out a project back in 2011 and we called it 2020, and I produced the whole thing, and we did the entire album from the perspective of 2020. So it was we're on Rolls Royces and we just made millions of, it was all just distorted reality, but it ended up becoming reality. So I do believe that if you want to change your reality, you have to already believe that it is your reality. But obviously, if you are trying to do something evil or ill intent, it's not gonna be great for everyone else. Yeah. Faith that whatever you want, you're gonna get it, and whatever life you want, you're gonna achieve it. But it doesn't matter.
He's talking about not putting a limit on your success. You don't never want to put a limit on your success, like an age limit. By 27, by 28, if I ain't did this, then I ain't gonna do it no more. Or you change it up. Nah, still stay locked in. You might get it. You probably could have got it at 29 if you would have kept going. But you decided to quit right there because you put a limit on yourself. Now you depressed or whatever you got going on in your head. You just lost passion for this because you ain't accomplished what you wanted to accomplish by that age. So that's what he's talking about right now. Listen.
It should be irrelevant. You can't put a deadline on your own success. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It ruins people. You know those people that are
Facts.
By 30, if I don't have, and it's then what's going to happen at 30 if you don't? You know what I'm saying? Like, what happens? You know?
Totally.
It's
And you don't know
crazy.
when.
Yeah, you don't.
Like, you know, you're 28
Could've
now.
got it,
Like my life took off externally. Internally, my journey started at 16.
Sure.
But externally, my journey started at 28.
You know, Morgan Freeman, you know, the actor, like, he ain't got on until late. Like, there's certain actors that ain't got on until they was late in their age. Like, y'all know.
Wow.
And so,
See?
you know, I'm 33 now, and it's just interesting. It's like you just don't know when what's going to happen, and you just.
But you trusted the what? You believed in it. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. Trust the what.
Yeah.
That's really beautiful, man. Dude, this has been one of the most refreshing conversations I've had in a long time.
Nice.
Like, I love how you've brought everything you've learned along the way and made it so practical.
Yeah.
In your
I've had to make sense of my whole everything. Like,
but
I think
you've really made sense of it. Like, when I'm listening to you, I'm like, wow, like this is, you know, you can tell that Russ is reflected and deeply internalized these concepts. Because it's really easy to say the stuff, but the practical aspects of it, of how you live it, is what's blown me away.
Yeah.
What's the best advice you've ever received?
What if it can turn out better than you can imagine?
Second question, what's the worst advice you've ever received?
Be realistic.
He said the worst advice he ever got was somebody telling him to be realistic. You wouldn't think outside the box. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you need to think crazy when people think you crazy. You feel what I'm saying? You need to think, I want $1 billion, $1 trillion, and they looking at you like, man, you ain't even never gonna get no $1 billion. And then, you feel what I'm saying? You end up getting it because you talking about it, you thinking about it, you end up getting it. All right, we finna wrap up the Russ. We finna get into a black entrepreneur. You know what I'm saying? Shout out Dame Dash. You get what I'm saying? Everything that he talking about that got to do with business, you need to listen to this man.
We're here to learn.
Mr. CEO.
You know, we're not here to be perfect. We're supposed to embrace all our imperfections. And I think if we find and can imagine the bright side in anything, that will become a reality. But you can't think anything's going to be given to you other than opportunity. And the only way to show appreciation for opportunity is to react. Not to say thank you, but to actually do something. And not everyone gets opportunities. So I think appreciating those opportunities is really important, because the next time those opportunities will not be presented. And I think every single day for everybody, there's a lesson, there's a test. And if you don't pass the test, you do not move forward. You stay in the same place. And then that test becomes a little harder. And if you don't pass it again, you actually go backwards. And then instead of the test being in front of you, where you could look at the test, it's in back of you. And it's smacking the shit out of you in the back of your head. And it hurts, and it's embarrassing. So I always advise people to look out for those tests. Not the ones when people are looking, just when no one's looking.
It takes fearlessness to be first. You know, to not move with a crowd, to move alone. You know, and you get scrutinized by people that do move with a crowd, because they got to make you look bad to make themselves look good. It's all part of the game. If everyone does one thing, then everybody else wants to do it. And I'm a guy that never wants to, I never ever wanted to look like everybody else. Right. So my thing is, I got to stand out. I got to be different.
Right.
Like, be different.
You know, people
stand out, be different. Yeah, I fuck with that beat they got playing in the background too. That'd be hard.
I don't think we have to understand. We're supposed to help each other. We're supposed to push each other forward. We're supposed to evolve each other. We're supposed to stick together. We're supposed to be honest.
Why don't we, Dane?
Because people are insecure. They think it's easier to pretend than to really do it. Think about a football player. He actually gets paid, a professional football player, millions of dollars to play some shit that he would do for free. That's the best hustle in the world. So you got to find out what you love and then work harder than everyone else to be good at it, because it shouldn't feel like work if you really love it. I see a lot of people that may be untalented but have the work ethic, they win. Right. I see people that are very talented with no work ethic, they lose and just be entitled and judgmental. It'd be people that have no plan, that aren't doing anything, are the most distracting. Right. They're the ones that speak the loudest, because if you're doing something, you don't have time to be worried about somebody else. Right. You don't have time for jealousy if you're doing something. You're too tired doing what you're doing. Right. So if you're sitting around thinking, that means...
You don't got time to be jealous, bro. Just grind, bro. Like, you don't got time to be worrying about nobody else. Like, what the fuck you doing?
Be doing some action.
Right.
So that's your fault. So then the overcompensation comes for blaming somebody else for the reasons why you don't want to move.
That's ill.
You understand what I'm saying?
I feel that.
Blaming
like,
somebody
it's just
else.
Like, that's why
you blaming somebody else because you don't want to move.
I don't have time to be worried because I'm always if I feel something's giving me anxiety, I go fix it.
Right.
Or else if I let it rest in me, you internalize it, it causes like sickness and cancer.
Yeah.
Duh, that shit, you feeling down and all type of shit. Like you had them days you just feeling down or depressed, or you just have it. It's just shit going on, bro. Like you just in a whole nother state of mind.
That's another thing.
Have you ever watched a James Bond movie where it doesn't look like he's losing at some point and then he wins? Or Batman or Iron Man?
You gonna lose sometime.
Any superhero, there has to be some diversity for you to, overcome, to win. You can't be a champ unless you, are in a place where you look like you're gonna lose and then you win.
And then you win. You might gotta lose. It might feel like you losing and you losing everything, but really you about to win. You know what I'm saying? Keep grinding. You know what I'm saying?
That's gonna come with being independent. You have to embrace it.
Gotta embrace it.
Gonna happen, and also know that the more successful you get, the more problems you're gonna have.
It ain't even like everything go away when you start to get the bag. You just got more shit to deal with now. You responsible for more shit now. That's all that is.
You're gonna have to untie. Being a boss does not mean smooth sailing. It means having the ability to care about other people before yourself and to untie.
Put everybody before you. That's all you say.
Untie knots. That's all it is. It's not business if there's not problems. There's nothing good without struggle. It just doesn't happen. In all my experiences,
there's nothing good without struggle. Like, in order for it to get good, you got to go through the struggle. Athletes, you got to go through that struggle of going to the fucking gym and going to run suicides when you don't want to, run miles when you don't, not required by the coach. You know what I'm saying? On your own time, go outside, run miles, like shit like that.
Expect to be uncomfortable. And if you're not devoting between 8 and 12 hours a day on your craft, then you're not really trying to be a professional.
He said if you're not giving 8 to 12 hours of your day to your craft, then you ain't really trying to be professional. You're not trying to take this to the next level. How? And this is strictly for the ones that think, damn, they don't got time to work on their business. They don't got time to work on their craft. This going on, this going on. I'm going to wait until this year, and this year. Like, why you not doing that? But you working at a job for 12 hours. I know I done worked plenty jobs for 12 hours, like 7 days a week type shit. I'm like, damn, that's 60 hours. Like, sometimes more than that, seeing like 65, 60, like whatever, depending on where you're working at. You get what I'm saying? Like, that's a long time. And you get home, you tired, you gotta wash, you gotta eat, you got kids, you gotta, make sure your kids straight. You got an old lady or something, you gotta make sure that's good. What y'all got going on, then you gotta get some sleep. You might got some other shit going on. You might end up pulling up on your homeboy, your cousin might hit you up or some shit. You might end up chilling outside for a little minute, you know what I'm saying? So you might either chill out there, if you don't chill out there, then you just gotta go straight to sleep. But nowhere right there did you make time to work on your craft. You ain't made time to grind to get to that next level. Now, if you going through your job to get the money to do that, you still grinding. You feel what I'm saying? I'm not even including y'all in that because y'all using y'all bag to invest into y'all business and stuff. I understand that. But for the others that's not using their money to invest in their business and shit like that, and they just at the job for 30, 40 years, like they just want to stay there forever, I think you should get out, man. Just go grind. Like, y'all don't want to be there the rest of your life. It's just comfortable. Sometimes you got to step outside your comfort zone.
Having potential is bullshit if you don't realize it. Right. It becomes corny. Like, you're the cool guy when you have potential, but like 10 years later, if you don't realize it, then you're the corny guy. Right. You know what I'm saying? And I never want to ever be that guy. An entrepreneur can't quit. You have to see it through. You just can't quit.
The way he ended that off was the perfect way. You just can't quit. This Dame Dash. If you don't know who Dame Dash is, just look him up. Just go watch some old movies. Paper Soldiers. If you don't know who Dame Dash is, man, go watch the old movies, man. You know what I'm saying? Go watch some state properties or something. I just wanted to show y'all a couple videos just to confirm what I'm saying about grinding. Like, why you not focus on your purpose? These is all people that focus on their purpose and made it from the bottom up. Everybody wasn't born rich that's rich. You feel what I'm saying? The rich people live easier because they think different. Nobody can't tell me it's a certain race they the only race that's rich right now. Just because there's so many black people rich right now. You know what I'm saying? Times is different than from when back in the slave times. Not saying, I know some people gonna say, oh, we still a slave to the system and stuff like that, or whatever. I know some people still gonna say that. I can see why they saying that. But I'm saying, come on, you couldn't go get all these jobs and stuff back then when they was slaves and stuff. We couldn't just go get whatever job. They couldn't just go get whatever job they want, you know what I'm saying? Like, they was getting split up from their families and all type of stuff. It was just different. They was getting whooped. Like, it was different. You know what I'm saying? Now you got actually black millionaires, billionaires and stuff that's in the magazines with white people. You got black and white people having babies with each other. Like, there's a lot of shit done changed. You get what I'm saying? Laws done changed, all type of stuff. Could it be improved? Of course. But that just got me in the mindset of like, well, I know I can get there anyway. Like, it shouldn't be nothing blocking me. No color of my skin, no nothing. But myself, grinding, getting up every day, doing what I need to do, work out. I need to write this down. It's still stuff I still need to do better. Like, it's not like I got everything figured out, but that's the whole thing. You don't gotta have every little single thing to figure it out. Just make progress though, in a direction. You will get more and more clarity. Don't just use that as an excuse to keep you where you at and to keep you from grinding. Don't use that as an excuse. It's not gonna do nothing but keep you in the same position that you in, that you be going year from year, month after month, day after day, doing the same shit with the same mindset, still talking about doing school next year, and then the year after that, and the year after that. You about to get that car fixed, but you ain't got it fixed yet. You about to go do this and that, but you ain't did it yet. Time going by. People dying young, all the way on up. It's like it's no age limit. So why not live your life trying to at least get what you want, like, and not just settling for what you don't want. You gotta be the difference maker in your generation. I know sometimes it could be your environment that keep you from grinding. You might feel like it's too much distractions, but that's the whole point of grinding. You gotta find a way to make it work. There gotta be more motivation to help you change your situation, your family situation. And you gotta use that as motivation to grind even harder, you know what I'm saying? To change your environment, not let it keep you where you at. Like, it's like you gotta find a way to do it, no matter what you're going through. Always live to better your situation. Always live to better your situation. Yo, so we finna wrap up this episode of Speak Your Feelings. You know what I'm saying? Thank y'all for coming to the channel. If you fuck with me, like and subscribe or whatever. I got more to drop. I got more to come. Shine on me coming back. It's about to be lit. You get what I'm saying? New music dropping. I'm about to tap back in with some of my people that I ain't discussing things with in a minute or whatever. So we about to goddamn get together, do some things. Got to plan some stuff for my little girls. Birthdays coming up. It's a lot going on, man. But anyway, y'all can follow me on Instagram. I'll put my name right here on the screen. I got down. Yeah, go ahead and do that. You know what I'm saying? Let's run it up. Y'all stay blessed out there, man. I'm out.